I once considered keeping some pets in my office, but soon gave up on the idea. It's just not right to keep small animals where they won't be able to see the sun.
Oh, what should I try this time?
Listen, let me tell you how it is.
Have you ever seen these stickers on my back? Do me a favor and take them off. Malazines like to play pranks sometimes.
Oh, what should I try this time? A toast to our success.
Made another handsome sum today. Listen, let me tell you how it is.
Oh, what should I try this time? A toast to our success.
A word of advice, don't break the law. Is there anything else? Yeah, seriously, don't break the law.
Listen, let me tell you how
A toast to our success.
made another handsome sum today.
Uncle Tien, we're here to chat with you.
Oh? What a lovely surprise. Welcome. Oish. I heard that you've been traveling all over the place recently. I would very much like to hear your adventure stories. Hoishin told you, didn't she? Don't worry. I'm quite all right. It's as I grow older, I'm starting to find that I am still very much in good stead.
How difficult.
Oh, well, you see, historically speaking, the Tianshu rarely appears in public. We also want to keep any prospective Tianshu candidates free from influence by... For these reasons, the incumbent Tianshu typically recommends their candidate...
So in other words, you pick someone.
Correct. Unfortunately, not to despair, however, because I found someone exceptionally capable to act on my behalf as assessment officer. In fact, I believe you
Oh? Who is it?
I'm heartbroken. I thought it might take you a little longer than this to forget all about me.
It's Jaylon!
Jeff, fancy joining me? You'll be among the first to get to know the next Tien.
What do you think? Paimon thinks so too. It can't be a bad thing to be on good terms with a new
All right then. Though, I gotta say, Uncle Tien, you say you're into behind-the-scenes planning? My work's of the covert variety too. Don't you think I might make a good Tianshu?
I'm not opposed to the idea, but so how about this? If
Deal. Well, you guys take your time. Everything's all set. Meet me on the first floor when you're ready. Until then, have a pleasant conversation. Oh, and no need to pay for your tea. As the new owner of this fine establishment, this runs on the house. You're all set?
Uncle Tien seems really worn down. It's like all his energy's gone.
Yeah, it may sound harsh, but so he's recommended 3 candidates. Their name Chinwei is a wealthy entrepreneur. Ming, try to keep all that in mind. Of course.
Qianwei, Mingbo, Jiyi.
Let's leave that until we... All right. Heads in the game, people. The stakes don't get much higher than a change in the Qixing. We can't afford to miss anything.
Got it. We'll keep our eyes wide open.
My legs are getting sore. What is wrong with this assessment officer? This is a huge occasion and I don't even get a chair. I've dealt with all kinds of people in my time, but never have I...
Oh, I mean,
That's called being complacent.
oh, come on.
All right, you two. Let's... Qianwei, that was a bit uncalled for. And Mingbo, cut him some slack. We've all been standing around for... Look, how about this? There's no rule saying we...
Fine. Ugh.
It looks like all 3 candidates have arrived. We'll meet them. I've split it into 2 stages. Current affairs. In the first stage, candidates are required to submit a manifesto for Liyue's development. In this, writing a manifesto takes time, so I informed them of this requirement in advance. These are the reports they submitted.
Wow. One of them is real.
It's also worth mentioning a stipulation I gave them. Whoever is appointed as the new Tianshu will be expected to implement their plan failing the occurrence of some cataclysmic event, they will not be permitted to change their plan. Therefore, there's still some time. Have a skim. I'll be waiting off to the side. Just... Finished, huh?
Everyone took it.
Of course they did. They have the chance to be picked, and keep in mind, whoever gets in has to execute their plan at... That's for me to know and you to find out. We'll see the candidates now. Let's do one at a time. Start with Chenwei.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, so you two are the assessment officers, are you? I had assumed that given the great import of this situation, Lady Ningguang would perhaps be assessing. I trust you've read through my manifesto? I'd be more than happy to clarify and—
Mind your tone, mister!
Relax. It wasn't intended as a personal slight against anyone in particular. I was simply stating a fact. Cloud Retainer? You know this Adeptus? With your sterling reputation, you must have a respectable level of erudition. Perhaps you will—
Oh, is it my turn?
Yes.
I've worked there for, 9 years. I have 12 active cases at the moment. They should be concluded in, 16 days? My current work is related to urban planning, and I'm also responsible for,
Is it just—
You know what? Let's leave the self-introduction.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Hello. What would you like to know? You're here to assess—
Your manifesto is very wide in its scope, but you don't seem to be personally involved in many of the specific fields. How can you be sure that you have the ability to put your plan into action?
Very fair question. But I'm confident in my plan. I've visited many different places, talked to lots of people with Of course, two different problems can be interconnected in very complicated ways, and you might reach two very contradictory conclusions depending on which one you're focusing on. What I've tried to do is strike a balance.
How do you plan to determine whether you are right or...
A great question. Well, I'd start by having my colleagues and the secretaries of the Yuehai if it turned out that my judgment was to blame for poor results.
Nice answer. All right.
He seems like a great guy! Everything he said was thought—
Here's my take on what we just learned. As you saw, Chenwei is highly knowledgeable. He proposes many, but he is very proud and Mingboa's plan is more thorough and more measured. But he and Chenwei are otherwise polar opposites. Mingboa's—
Perfect summary!
Last but not least, Yi. His manifesto is full of— The depth he goes into in each and every area means it can only be a product of painstaking work. But what really interests me is that many of his views happen to coincide with Uncle Tien's.
Great!
We'll see. All right, then let me ask this.
I didn't want to say anything when I gave you the list of those three candidates have all studied under me in the— But Wei went on to focus on his business, and Mingbo has always been occupied with his work at the—
Whoa! So how did you get to—
Wei was referred to me by an old friend. We first met while fishing. Jury came from a poor family. He reminded me of a younger version of myself. So I started out giving him a few words of advice when we were out fishing and not quite. And now all of it, the young are growing up and I am growing old.
I don't know, Uncle Tien. You still seem in pretty good—
Oh, you. There's really no need to console me. Having less energy—
Sounds like you
Ooh, there's nothing quite like fishing to pass the time.
Fresh fish soup.
Doesn't it? Also, when we've been fishing recently, that flavor makes for a fond memory.
get back to the matter at hand.
Mm-hmm. I appointed. Had you not asked me why Juri's ideas were so similar to mine, I was not. This decision must be guided by what is fair and right. Please disregard all other considerations and make your final decision only after a thorough review of each candidate's. Remember, you must be thorough.
Understood. Come on, let's go talk.
Bye-bye, Uncle Tian. So, it's gonna be his manifesto.
Easy. Let's not.
Huh?
No, nothing like that. The assessment itself is complete. The biggest no-no in intelligence work is to only get information from the person of interest themselves. The truth is, for example...
Yes?
Lady Yelan, what are your orders?
Did they scare you? These two are Wenyuan and Shanghua. They work for me. As my trusted assistants, they are always standing guard nearby. They also... Shanghua is a business expert who gets his information by trading. Wenyuan relies on word of mouth.
That meathead must have been out there on sea surveillance for some time now.
Nothing can take that guy down.
Shanghua, visit all the commerce guilds and look into Qianwei's background. Wenyuan, go to the Ministry of Civil Affairs and look through Mingbo's work files.
Yes, ma'am.
So what about Juri?
Juri, well, obviously as... Let's go to the docks first.
If we're looking for information, he does business at the North Wharf.
That's...
Huh? What?
Look, your asking price for this batch is just too...
Come on, hear me out. I'm telling you, this... I accidentally dropped one into a well, and...
Even so...
All right. I'll let you in on a little secret. The boss of Second Life also wants to buy from me, but I haven't responded. If you won't take him, I'll just have to partner with them instead.
Okay, well, when you put it that way... Oh, what are you doing here? And to be clear, these Sunsetias are mine. I got to them for...
Actually, we want to ask...
Juri? I've heard a story about him. They say he was born... One of his neighbors was terribly rude to him all the time. He returned cruelty with kindness. Injustice with peace offerings.
Oh, he sounds like a decent...
Why are you asking about him anyway? Well then, in that case, the higher...
Where?
It's him, all right. Looks like he's chatting with Linlong. Come on, let's follow them and listen in. Try not to let him see you.
I'll just go and fetch an employment contract. And hey, don't try and cut me out of this.
I understand. Let's walk and talk. So, you were looking to buy a wineware set? Oh, now I can see that you're a connoisseur, so I won't bother trying to con you. I trust you understand our shop quite well?
The truth is, an old friend of mine, who likes to have a drink now and then, he fancies himself as a man of culture, but doesn't care for needless extravagance. So I thought I might buy him a set of high-quality fakes.
How very thoughtful of you. Leave it to me, then. Come and collect it at Shigu Antiques whenever is convenient.
Thank you very much, Miss Linlong.
It's my pleasure, Mr. Juri. These days, it's quite rare for someone of your standing to still keep up with their old friends. It's nice to see. I'll be sure to pick out a good set for you. You can count on me.
Juri seems to get along really well with everyone. Are you satisfied?
We shouldn't jump to conclusions just yet.
Wait, you're not just...
Maybe I am. Maybe I'm not. You'll be able to try all the finest food for free.
We will? Well...
I can't believe the well got
The wharf is as busy. I hear the anglers here sometimes sell their
Welcome. What would you like to buy today?
Sorry to interrupt. We're actually members. We've heard about this young man called Juri who's supposed to be a
Whoa! Yeon made up a whole fake identity.
Ah, yes, Juri. He's been making quite a name for himself recently. I've got... apparently, he had a rather tough time. How does that saying go? What doesn't kill you makes you...
Yeah, we...
But I'm afraid your Anglers Association might be in... He's good at a lot of things, but fishing isn't one of them. He fishes at the wharf. His catches are always mediocre. Not terrible, but equally nothing to write home about.
That sounds fantastic. I've got a couple of other things to attend to right now, though, so why don't I come back some other time and we can chat over a drink?
Sure thing. See you.
Everywhere they go, they meet someone who's heard of him. Come on, let's keep asking around.
Tell me, will I find the right girl?
Here to buy some fish? You better hurry. When they're gone.
Hello, we're from the Society...
Wow!
Society for...
Please, don't worry. We've heard about a certain Juri.
So this isn't about... I haven't heard anything about him selling fresh fish at low prices, but it...
Oh?
Because he's so poor. He was still a kid when he first came to the wharf. And he managed to survive, thanks to Uncle Tien, who... I mean, he can afford to eat and everything, but... You'll often see him haggling with others over just a few more. It's not like he catches much anyway, so...
You'd rather he didn't know?
Well, I spoke to him once. I think he has pretty low self-esteem. But hey, nobody's perfect.
I see. Well...
Not a problem. And just for the
The more times you say it...
Doesn't...
Hey, it's you guys! Wait, what's the phrase? What brings you to me?
The truth is, we are but newcomers to this territory. We heard tell of a great martial art.
Real?
But of course, we all...
Great! So what do you...
Now she's lying to a kid.
So, Master
Sure have! You mean that I've heard many tales, probably 'cause it's nothing that important.
Oh, I can completely understand that.
Oh yeah, I know that. Before that, people always used to talk about Sometimes he gives me candies.
Just as I thought.
Huh?
I mean, just as I thought.
I'm not... Oh yeah, one other thing. These days, there's a lot of people I've never seen before talking about...
Oh, definitely.
Great! So next time I see them, I'll...
Certainly. You can also tell my friend in Yenshang Tea House about what they're up to. I'm sure my friend would also like to say hi to them.
Thank you, ma'am!
You're welcome. Well then, fare thee well, Master Dugu.
Until we meet again.
Any of that sound strange to you?
Strange? What was strange about it? Ji seems to have a great reputation.
True. But the issue is, where did his sudden celebrity come from?
Sudden?
So he returns cruelty with kindness, and had to work to support his studies. These are the... Do you remember what Dugu Shuo said about Jur-E's stories? Plus, there's the fact that all this praised his childhood, his studies.
When you put it like...
Of course, if that's all there was to... Jur-E was born into a poor family. Paying people to get his stories out there is within the rules of... The problem is, do you remember what Uncle Gao said about him? He's stayed poor his whole life. Everything he's earned he's either spent on study... Right. And that changes everything. That's the worst case scenario. But all too often, the most pessimistic...
Someone's trying to gain info, even if we asked you...
First, we need to find out who... Remember the current affairs and planning stage of the assessment? Since the successful candidate is duty-bound to implement their plan, whoever is secretly helping Jur-E must be seeking to benefit from his actions after his appointment. Come on, let's go. Jur-E's manifesto covers a huge range of topics. I'll divide the reports into 2 piles. Officially, the assessment is already over, and I'll be expected to announce...
Yikes!
Whatever else Uncle Tien might think of Jur-E, the fact remains that he's one of his favorite students. Any evidence he's left is not going to be immediately obvious. We'll have...
Even... well... Oh, this reading...
Looks like I'm the first one back, as usual.
Oh, hey! It's one of Yelan's little helpers, Shanghua! If you're back, that means...
You betcha. I visited all the commerce guilds and gathered...
Don't drag this out.
Yes, Lady Yelan. To summarize my findings, most people who've had interactions with Qianwei will start out... The young master of the Feiyun Commerce Guild said that once he signs a contract with somebody, he treats them fairly
Who'd have thought?
Is it possible that his reputation is fake?
In theory, that should be very difficult. But Here's the thing. Where he buys from and sells to should be confidential business information. Qianwei often sees business opportunities that others don't. But once he's made enough mora off of it, it's like he gets sick of it. It's like he wants people to know that they still can't beat him, even if he shares all of his...
What a strange guy.
To validate his theories. No wonder his manifesto contains so many insights.
I'm back! Huh? How come you're here?
Why do you think? Obviously, because I possess superior skills, and am always one step ahead of the
You... Ugh, whatever. I'm not getting into an argument with Lady Yelan. The Ministry of Civil Affairs says that Mingbua struggles to get... But after a few days of getting to know him, you can pretty much have a normal conversation with him.
In your opinion, was the ministry...
I don't believe so. Mingbua is someone who has slowly but surely earned... According to Miss Yu, the ministry often gets Mingbua to take a final... Oh, and also, there was once someone in the ministry who was lying and cheating to try to advance their career. Mingbua gave them...
Whoa.
Like I said before.
Ah! So...
Thank you both. You're free to go now. So, have you... I can't see any immediate... The only one that strikes me as a little unusual. Jiangshu Pool has always been home to many secrets. Plus, at some point, a rumor began to go around that there is great... A long time ago, with the approval of the chief...
So, did they find it?
None. The ruin was completely impenetrable. The technology wasn't mature enough at that time. So, Zhi-Yi's manifesto focuses on solving problems, and this treasure hunt seems... Still, this one fact alone doesn't tell us much.
Excavation? Project? Treasure? Did we... Oh, yeah! Zhi-Yi said the Blackcliff Forge workers should get right of first refusal if any suitable projects come up.
Did he now? Well, that makes everything much clearer. So
Does that mean the Blackcliff Forge...
No, not likely. I've looked into the Blackcliff. They do possess some specialized explosives, but it would seem more trouble than it's worth to put so many resources into a risky project like this. Still, since the clues are pointing toward the Blackcliff Forge, we should see where they lead. We may well find something new.
Qianwei and Mingbua both turned out to be completely different than what we thought. What about Zhi-Yi? Is there another side to him too?
This is the Blackcliff Forge. Let's look around for clues.
What's this?
From the back, it looks like a ledger. But we don't know who wrote it, but it's...
You think there's this...
Yes. Look, it says at this rate, by the time the Qingshu Pool that'll give them the chance to take a lot of liberties. Imagine if we didn't suspect anything. By the time Zhi-Yi, no red flags if all they did was change some key staff. And even if we decided to vet the staff individually, they'd have had more than enough time by then to come up with... That's the advantage of planning this far.
When you put it like that, it all... So, who's real...
That's a question for the newcomers.
Excuse us.
I gotta say, these newcomers are in tip-top shape. My only complaint is that I guess they just need some time to adjust.
They go out drinking. This area isn't...
You got that right. They tell me it rained after work today, so they actually stuck around at the site for a while. But hey, you're only young once, right?
Interesting. Let's go talk... Looks like our hunch was on the Mora, drinking in Liyue Harbor, huh? Good thing it rained today. It means they'll leave footprints.
They went that way! Hurry, we gotta catch up! Huh. These footprints are heading towards Liyue Harbor. Maybe we were wrong about them.
Just as I thought. They didn't go to Liyue Harbor. They went that way. The footprints but, judging from the direction... Looks like we were too late. This has gotta be where the newcomers rendezvous with whoever they're working for. Look at these ashes.
Could there be anything left? Maybe the wind...
The odds of that are very slim. It's practical.
Why don't we wait for them back at the...
We can't count on that. Clearly they were based here at To me, that says that whoever's...
Darn!
Make no mistake. The purpose of our trip wasn't to find any solid evidence. I smelled something. Those newcomers probably thought they'd be safe as long as they burned the letters. But what they failed to consider is that paper and ink from different regions...
Really? Paimon can't smell anything.
There is a certain place with a freezing cold climate. Some wealthy people there put floral fragrance in there when that fragrant ink is burned. This is the exact odor that it leaves. Exactly. But it's all I need. No.
Lady Yelan! Oh, thank goodness I finally found you. I thought I'd never see you again.
Don't be alarmed. This is Upei. I sent him to look into Jur-E's regular contacts. Since Jur-E likes fishing, I left him a note at Yenshang Tea House telling him to look for me at Blackcliff Forge when he got back. If there'd been an ambush waiting for us there. So, what did you find out at sea?
Forgive my incompetence. I asked all the fishermen multiple times, but none of them had any interactions with Jur-E before. Then the waves got so when I got back, I heard that you'd gone to Blackcliff Forge and might need backup, so I went straight there as fast as I could.
Well, Uncle Tien said that Jur-E wants...
What? No, that's not possible. It's absolutely not possible. Lady Yelan, I'm...
Interesting. Then I wonder how that even more
Fish soup?
Nothing. Our priority right now is to find a way to get our hands on some solid evidence. Well, any suggestions? Not a bad idea. Upei, what do you think?
Honestly, I've already tried following Jur-E, but the...
Okay, so
No, we'll still need to tail him.
groundwork?
When you've worked in intelligence for a long time, you'll understand that no one can stay on high alert forever. Especially tomorrow morning, I'll announce his victory at Yuehai Pavilion. Be sure to arrive on time. It looks like we're all here. Well then, I won't drone on about the importance of the Tianshu role. Suffice to say that Uncle Tian entrusts—
All of us here know the score. Don't beat around the
Qianwei has many pioneering ideas, but some of his plans are lacking in detail, and he easily gets in. Mingbo is reliable, but not quite ambitious. In contrast, Zhi is, after much,
what?
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you. Honestly, I'm a little in my estimation. Would either of you entertain the possibility of working with me?
I'll have to see.
I don't mind. As long as I—
Okay, well, that's all from me. Zhi, you'll have some preparation to do. It won't be long before you're informed of your official appointment. I hope you will work hard.
I will live up to the Tianshu. I should go. I need to pack my things and then—
Count me out. I'm not in the mood for—
Zhi seems pretty relaxed now.
Hey, Traveler, tell me something. What if you can't answer that? I'm not
Oh no, if we—
Follow him.
Yes, ma'am.
we finally got—
Lady Yelan, Zhi has gone towards Feiyun Slope.
Follow him.
So Zhi really sided with the Fatui? But Uncle Tian thinks so highly of him. Why would he do this?
Difficult to say, but everything should become a lot clearer when we find him.
I'm sorry, lady. He's too good at this. We weren't—
How the heck did he manage to— I guess Zhi did—
No, Upe says he's much more relaxed than usual. Maybe it's just how he's wired.
Don't blame yourselves. Let's not forget he was trained by Uncle Tian. If I'd asked you to tail Uncle Tian, you'd have ended up at a dead end too. It's
Xinyue Kiosk. He only went in briefly. Upe and a few moments later, a man dressed in a completely different outfit came out. Upe had a feeling that I figured that if we spooked him, it would undo what we've accomplished today so far. Another option would have been to arrest. So I stopped Upe, and I stayed here to wait for you while that meathead went to ask—
good work. The fish didn't take the bait, but that's okay. As long as he's still swimming, let's go to Xinyue Kiosk.
Could you explain to me how that works? A guy like him comes in, changes his whole outfit right under your nose, and you don't even ask him about it?
Our customers are free to dress however they—
Okay, fair enough.
Well, maybe I did, but it's—
Enough. Let's tone this down a little. I'll make this quick. Just one quick—
Oh, he didn't buy anything. He just picked—
a bottle of liquor.
Yes, a very strong kind. This gentleman ordered it in person from us a long time ago.
Liquor?
Where to?
Shigu and— Hey, Miss Linlong. Sorry to bother you. Zhi ordered a wanware set from you not long ago, right? We're friends of his. He's been telling us how
Sure. Which—
we don't really know a whole lot about wineware.
Zhi picked up his set not long ago. As a quality imitation of an antique wineware set, it has the look and feel of a luxury item. Just so you're aware, we don't have many of this model left in stock. And now that—
Don't worry. Price shouldn't be an issue. I'm sure we can work something out.
But for this set, the wine glasses are sold separately. Minimum purchase is 1 glass, maximum is 4.
Okay. Thanks, Linlong. Seems there's a little more to buying wineware than I first thought. We'll have to mull it over.
Well, don't take too long. We could sell—
This is turning into a
I'd just like to point out that we have the self-professed Grand Master of Fieldwork here to thank for being...
It's not like you did.
My specialty is information trading, okay?
Yelan, oh, if we can't figure out where Juri went,
If so,
what do you mean?
first of all, Jur-E isn't much of a drinker. If he was just looking to celebrate by himself, he wouldn't spend his meager savings on an No. This is... Whoever this person is clearly enjoys hard liquor. Now, where might we find...
Fatui officials.
Have both locations...
Lady Yelan, is it time for us to make our...
Get with the program, would you? This is a covert surveillance operation, in which case, we don't need to change...
Great idea!
But Lady Yelan, if we...
I'm well aware, but don't you see? Jur-E is gambling every... Stick to your orders, and make sure we're covering all other bases too. Anywhere else Jur-E might be going. I want eyes on those locations.
Yes, ma'am.
Don't worry, Lady Yelan. Jur-E may be a slipper.
I'll be waiting for you at... If I'm guessing correctly, Fatui officials are likely to take act... Perfect timing. Wenyuan just sent word that the Fatui ambassador...
Qingshu Pool?
It looks like that's where they've arranged to meet. Qingshu Pool is always crawling with monsters.
Oh no.
Let's go.
Shine down!
This is Qingshu Pool, full of ruins, crawling with monsters. Anyone with any sense steers well clear of this place. I've looked into the place before. There's a worker's entrance somewhere around here. Follow me. There's been some work done on this place in the past, but the workers left an emergency access route. Still, be ready to fight at any...
Don't worry, by the way,
They have other things to take care of first. We...
Ready for a rehearsal? Time for takeoff. Ha! It's nothing. There is no escape. Here we go.
As I expected. But this shouldn't be too much trouble.
Gateway Ambassador. That must be the emergency exit.
This is the construction workers' emergency access route, but it's closed tight. Trying to break through would be risky. Let's see if we can find another way.
Think you can get away? Let's play! Torn to oblivion! Brace yourselves!
The water's gone down.
Yahoo! Shine down! Time for takeoff! Let's play! Yeah! Wouldn't gliding be faster? Yahoo! Think you can get away? Submit! Give up! There is no escape! Brace yourselves! Gotcha!
Take it easy. Quietly now.
It's nothing! Yeah! Illusion shattered! One down.
The waters flowed into the groove, and now the statues have lit up. Okay, now we should be able to move the statues.
The door is open. Let's go!
We should be nearly at the bottom now. Let's wrap this up.
Illusion shattered! Here comes the catch! No! Gotcha!
I can tell from the aroma that this is very fine liquor indeed. I'm impressed. Come on, bottoms up. You'll get there. You're more of a lightweight than I thought. Already, I thought you were made of sterner stuff. You certainly kept it together when you were poisoning your teacher's soup. Come on, another round.
Sure. You didn't leave me much of a choice, though, did you? Just the mention of... I'm more timid than you realize. Every time I poisoned him, I had...
Look, I know it has not been easy for you, my friend. But I have to say, you really are quite a genius at I mean, the poison we brought from Snezhnaya is as strong as this wine, but you found a way to turn it into an What was it you said? Oh, yeah. You said the soup's fishy flavor neutral...
It struck me one day when I was fishing.
You have performed excellently, aside from Qingshu Pool.
Don't worry. Whatever...
Did you hear that? It was poison! What a nasty guy! Seize him!
Hold on. Did you bring a camera? If not, you can use mine. This is quite a scene. We have...
We've, seen no progress on the diplomatic, but soon, everything will be taken... I remember when I first saw you. I knew right away that you would make a good partner for us. Hey.
How could I forget? The only way is for you to shine bright in the Tianshu's darkest moment.
Yes. Under normal... Just look at your two competitors. Qianwei had wealth. Mingboa had reputation. And that's why I decided to help you. You know, there's an old saying in the Fatui. Give a starving dog a bone, and it'll go...
Yes.
Heck, when you're not in the company of the Fatui...
Uncle Gao said that Jur-E has low self-esteem. Seems he was right. He was worried that whatever advantage he might have now will diminish. Do you have any more film in the camera? Then get ready to use it. How well this goes for us.
Is there any more alcohol? Go on. Fill me up.
There's only a little left. Here, I'll fill your glass. If you like...
Whoa, this is the goods. Huh? Jur-E.
You seem surprised. How could I not? I've sacrificed years of my life studying. You really think I'd put myself through all that just...
You imbecile.
Do you see the haystack in the corner? Underneath it is a pile of explosives. And next door in the dark, I'm gonna stay here till I see you slip into unconsciousness. Then I'm gonna set this on fire. Once the flames burn through the hay, they'll ignite the...
What?
I took the liberty of leaving some evidence of your contact with the undercover agents at the Black Cliff Forge. It won't take long for people to join the dots. The Fatui planted undercover agents in the Black Cliff Forge to steal their signature ruin-grade explosives. But things didn't quite go to plan. Faced with the overwhelming evidence, the embassy won't investigate this any further. It explains why you acted alone. Of course, none of that will happen.
Jur-E, do you really think you're gonna get
A record?
What?
Because when you contacted me, I also made contact with your associates. I have Theophan to thank. He'll help me tie up all the loose ends. He has been eyeing your... Shh. Sweet dreams.
I did a little surveying on the way here and found that you'd left yourself 3 escape routes in case things went south. I have them all surrounded. We were here the whole time and have pictures of everything.
The game's up? I happened to discover a Fatui operation here, so I approached them on the pretext—
This is how you want to play it, huh? Fine. You do you. All we need to do to convict you is establish that the nothing else you—
One wrong move and it all come— You followed him here, didn't you? Let's talk about this, Yelan. I gave you my— When I take office, I can guarantee that I will act in your best interest. I don't deny that I used underhanded methods.
You still don't get it, do you? Even— What do you think? Exactly. Jur-E. Clever people can always come up with a— There's nothing wrong with wanting to win other people's respect. He was like a teacher and a father to you, but you chose to repay that by
That's enough.
Of course. What makes this even crueler is that you managed to convince yourself there was no other way. Out of everyone in the world, he is the one who trusts you the most. So much—
That's enough!
Life is like fishing. It cannot be rushed. Whatever you do, impatience will accomplish nothing. I was just like you once, desperate to prove myself. Only later did I realize things do not always turn out the way you plan. But you have to keep calm to carry on. You're still young. Be patient, believe in yourself, and don't look outside yourself to prove your value. Where's Jur-E these days? It's been a long time since he last paid me a visit.
Maybe he's just busy.
Well, next time, if he doesn't bring a pot of piping hot fish soup, don't let him in.
Whatever you were thinking about, you'll have plenty of time to mull it over in prison. Oh, I almost forgot. If the Fatui find out what happened today, prison might not turn out to be the safest place for you. Trying to have friends on both sides, it has a way of turning everyone against you. But right now, I have an opportunity for you.
Huh?
Sorry, things are about to get extremely busy for me. Let's meet at Yenshang Tea House tomorrow morning. I'll have someone remove the explosives.
Need our help with that?
No, it could be dangerous. You should— Don't worry. As long as they're willing, get some rest.
There is now no poison left in his system.
Dr. Baiju.
You needn't worry too much. Keep taking the prescribed medicine. It's good we caught it in time. A few days later, and the toxin would.
How did they successfully Unfortunately for the.
Uncle Tien will be heading off now. Remember?
Don't worry, I will. Thank you very much. Ah, and you're here too? Thank you for all. Yes, the exhaustion.
Luckily, it looks like choosing the Tianshu's successor is suddenly not such a pressing.
Hey, Yelan!
My work is mostly wrapped up, so the assessment process comes to an end here, Uncle Tien.
You have my gratitude. People can change their.
Is it just Paimon, or is Uncle...
Don't underestimate Uncle Tien. Normally, the Yuehai Pavilion would be responsible.
Yes, to be quite honest, when I first met Juri, I concluded that he had no. In the end, even I never had any plans to recommend him directly, but I always intended to give him the. I had no reputation to speak of when I first became Tianshu. I relied on Ganyu's assistance for all manner.
I have to admit, the intel suggests that the Fatui saw him as very low risk. He chose that specific liquor from Shunyue Kiosk because the fiery flavor would mask the bitterness of the poison. And he also installed a secret compartment in the wine pot he bought to hold the poison. As the amount of liquor went down, he'd shake the pot to release the poison from the. Afterwards, we also found he had an antidote on him. Had the Fatui official grown suspicious, Juri would have drunk the poisoned wine himself, and then found an opportunity to take the.
But that's still.
Yes. Had he drunk the poisonous wine, he still would have faced serious health consequences.
How is.
Well, I mean, he is sitting in a jail cell. Still, he's cooperating. He didn't turn down my offer to strike a deal.
A deal?
Yes, Juri's not the one I'm interested in. If he was as far as this went, I'd have handed the case off. But once the Fatui became involved...
Well...
Almost.
Uncle Tien? Yelan? What are you talking about? Paimon doesn't understand.
Juri colluded with the Fatui to try and secure the position of Tianshu. Or, with Yusupov in our hands, and a statement from Also, we'd be able to gain control of Theophan, Yusupov's second-in-command. Pawns like this can be major assets. They open up all sorts of new options. Why else?
So, okay.
We got halfway. The first part went off, but when we tried to make contact with Theophan...
the Fatui must be spot.
I found out from other sources that the Fatui's main forces aren't concentrated here. Regrader was only treating this as a peripheral concern. It's a pity that Theophan got away. But knowing which harbingers are still...
I have to ask, Yelan. Do you have... I remember you showed some interest a few days ago.
Oh, that. I prefer my current life. There's danger and there's excitement. Although it'd still be a behind-the-scenes role. As Tianshu, I wouldn't have the chance to get involved in anything truly clandestine or face any real danger. All right, I'm done here. Time for me to go. I'm heading off again in a few days and I still have to prepare.
Where are you off to this time?
As you might have guessed. But I'm sure if you keep going as you are, getting yourselves involved in other people's business all the time, maybe I'll see you the next time danger beckons. Until then, keep your wits about you. If you have any more questions, just ask.